A warm good evening all. Welcome to today's discussion on introducing minors and specialization at Amrita School of Engineering. This year, we are pleased to announce that the introduction of minors and specialization for different courses that we are offering at Amrita that will allow the B.Tech students to take a minor degree in a branch other than their original stream. For discussing more about this, we are having Br Maheshwara Chaitanya, who currently serves as the Director of Admissions at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. He has more than 15 years of experience as an academician in the field of computer science and engineering. He is also the Contest Director of Asia Amritapuri ICPC regional site and also the Deputy Controller of Examination. So before getting into the session, students, if you have any queries, you can just type it in our chat box. We will discuss it at the end of the session. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Br Maheshwara Chaitanya to deliver this session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Parvati. And I hope I'm audible here and you can see my screen. So I thought I'll just stop the sharing and share once more because I just forgot to enable the sound of the computer. Okay. So we are good to go now. So you can see on the slide, we are talking about B.Tech multi-degree. Multi-degree is nothing but one more additional degree. We call it as a minor along with the major degree. And a major degree is the branch or the not specialization, the branch you choose. You will learn about that more in the upcoming slides. So today I will not be talking from a marketing point of view. Rather, it is fully from the academic point of view, because this is mostly towards your degree and how you can craft your entire curriculum before you pass out from B.Tech. This is also interesting for those students who want to pursue any undergraduate program. It is not just, I would say, engineering program, but any program that has minor and what all are the advantages. And we are closely aligning this with the NEP 2020 vision. And why is it so? Because now that UGC has already declared that you can do 2 degrees, multiple degrees at the same time. First thing. Second thing is, once you enter into any program, any undergraduate program, in the first year, if you complete first year, you will have a certification. In the second year, you will have a diploma, and third year, you will have a degree, 3-year degree. And fourth year, if you step into fourth year, it will be an honors program. And in fact, fifth year, it will be an integrated program. So this is how the entire structure of a program is crafted by UGC. So that is why minor programs are most important for those who want multiple specializations when you join any undergraduate degree. So I will just start about the technological advancements and why is it important to have knowledge from 2 different domains. So this is being taken directly from the what you say? I would say it is directly from IEEE spectrum. IEEE spectrum is nothing but it is all about the international engineering that domain. And it says that today's robotic surgery turns surgical trainees into spectators. And what does it mean? It means that a surgeon, we all know that a surgeon starts with MBBS, then goes for MD or MS, then does MCH, and fundamentally that a surgeon has the biological background. The base is biology. Now a surgeon is working with a machine. And for what purpose? A doctor is working with a machine for surgery. And you can see on the right side, the dominant player in the robotic surgery industry is Intuitive Surgical. It is a company name, which has got more than 6,700 Da Vinci machines. Da Vinci machines is nothing but a robotic surgeon. You can see this on the screen. You can see the label Da Vinci. In fact, we have a multi-speciality hospital in Cochin in Kerala, and there we have 3 robotic surgeons. 3 robotic surgeons to do the surgery for the cancer patients. So that is so precise. It is so precise. And 6,700 Da Vinci machines in the hospitals around the world. And the robot's 4 arms can all be controlled by a single surgeon. So you just can imagine a machine controlled by a human being. So that forms the basis of our discussion. A biology student who is expected to understand how a machine works, and that too for a precise surgery. So what is the kind of interaction, what is the kind of training required for a surgeon to do a robotic surgery? That's the first point. So let us move to the second point. Switzerland moves ahead with underground autonomous cargo delivery. Just imagine underground autonomous cargo delivery. After half a decade of the studies, cargo Swiss terrain is ready to start on its first tunnel. And what is it? It is the idea behind CSC is to provide for a long-term freight transport without relying on the expansion of road. So there is no concept of expansion of road. And this is mostly for the civil engineers who wants to integrate technology to track, to build a tunnel, a smart tunnel that will detect the movement of the cargo vehicles. So this is another thing. So what I wanted to say here is conventional engineering is no more conventional engineering. It is not just limited to one specific branch or domain. It is spread across multiple branches. Now, the second is this, you can see this. Will AI, artificial intelligence, steal the submarine's stealth? So this is a Chinese submarine, and that is being built to understand what is happening in the surroundings. Now, if you read the text, better detection will make the oceans transparent and perhaps doom mutually assured destruction. That also is possible. New sensing methods have potential to make submarines more visible. No one of them can do the job of its own. What make them work together is the master of technology of our time, that is artificial intelligence. And they can now be detected by tiny amounts of radiation and chemicals they emit, by slight disturbances in the Earth's magnetic fields, and by reflected light from the laser or LED spaces. So this is a 2.2 meter submersible made by one of the Chinese companies. So that is the way in which it is growing. Finally, what happens? You want to be a mechanical engineer and you want to be part of a manufacturing company. Manufacturing companies is one of the ship manufacturing companies or in a government sector. But you are expected to understand how sensors work and how it will help your project. So again, this forms the basis of our discussion today. Self-driving car work better with smart roads. So this is the concept of intelligent infrastructure that makes autonomous driving safe and less expensive. So this is a test unit in Shanghai again, detecting and tracking the traffic merging from side road to a major road. So everywhere there is a camera, everywhere there are sensors to detect the movement of the vehicle. So again, this is self-driving car. There is no human being, but again, it is controlled by machines, but used by the human beings. So this is how the things have changed now. And all the future engineers, what exactly is the role of engineer? An engineer is not just a software engineer. An engineer is not just a mechanical engineer or aerospace engineer. What exactly they do? They do. It is primarily research and innovation. Research and innovation, as we saw these slides, previous slides, or it takes almost like 10 years to come up with an innovative idea. How you solve a problem and think critically. How you design a solution and you build the prototype of the solution. Now, testing the solution is important, and finally, you deploy it. Now, imagine Indian Railways. Recently, we saw that they have found a solution where two trains on the same track coming from both opposite direction, they will not collide. It's a technology. It is research, which is part of research and innovation. It is solving a problem, thinking critically, and somebody has to design the solution, build the prototype of the solution, test the solution, and then deploy it. So this is how the role of engineers is changing. Now, what exactly is engineering? Now you see, building a challenging bridge, railway bridge in Kashmir, across the mountains. So you think of the civil engineer who has to design the bridge, and it is not just easy. You have to think from different dimensions. We all know that there are different flyovers that collapsed recently in different locations, not just in India, but abroad also. Recently in the US, one train caught fire in the bridge, on the bridge, while it was passing over the river, and the passengers have to jump to the river. Now on the right hand side, you can see Pamban Bridge, that is in Rameswaram, and that is also considered as a miracle. That happened. I think it was built years and years back. Just below that, you can see Sophia, world's first robot citizen. And the citizen, Sophia, has facial expressions. Earlier, the robots never had facial expressions based on the response, based on the inputs taken by the robots. On the right-hand side, on the top, you can see an electric vehicle, an EV. EV that will rule our roads very soon. It may be autonomous also. It is connected with video cameras, ultrasonic sensors, and radar sensors, GPS, etc. Now you imagine a mechanical engineer who is expected to work in an automobile industry is supposed to understand how the sensor networks work. And just below that, it is a car manufacturing concern. Probably it is the Benz. And you can see the robots assembling the cars. Now there is no human being, but as an engineer, let it be computer science engineer, let it be electronics and communication, any domain, any engineering domain, all are supposed to understand how the human beings can control the machines with the help of a software, and how you interpret data in such a way that you can emerge into valuable decisions. Now, this is a recent news, again, research and innovation. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is creating Gaganyaan crew module, first indigenous spacecraft to launch Indian astronauts into space and return them safely to Earth. Can you just imagine? Can you just imagine, as a common human being, maybe 10 to 15 years back, aircraft was a miracle for us. Now we see that ISRO is coming up with a research that anybody who wants to travel to Mars, to space, and just return. On the right hand side, there is a development. All the projects are Microsoft projects. In fact, this is all available in the website, Microsoft website. BC Cancer is developing cancer imaging. Just imagine, cancer imaging and treatment tools to improve detection and assessment of tumors in the CT images. So you have a medical image derived from a device, and you have a software that will go through the image, assess the image, and make sure that there is no cancer or there is cancer. Or it will help the doctors to understand the status of the patient. So business data evolution uses AI to identify retinopathy, prematurity, a disorder affecting premature infants, which can lead to blindness. And you see the third one, Cascadia Data Alliance, a regional data collaboration that focused on immune checkpoint inhibitors. So these all are the ways in which computer science engineers will work closely with healthcare, which means that a computer science engineer is expected to understand the healthcare domain. So you just imagine, instead of learning it after B.Tech, what will happen if the curriculum is embedded with all these different domains so that it becomes interdisciplinary. This is how things work. Now, let me take you to an old movie. I'm sure that some of you might have attended my previous session. If it was a technological session, I always show this movie. This movie is Judgment Day, that is Terminator 2, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing the role of a robot. You can just watch it and see how Arnold is behaving to different inputs taken. So let's just watch it.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. You forgot to say please. Take it. Oh.
Can't let you take the man's wheels, son. Now get off before I put you down. That's it, goddammit.
So basically, this is what a machine does to human beings. And you saw that the Arnold Schwarzenegger, he doesn't have any facial expressions. And it was responding to what he listened. And, you know, the matching of his dress, he wanted a pair of dress, and he found that this person is matching. And based on what the robot analyzed, on what basis it decided that this dress is matching, based on the data. So that is what you see on the screen. A computer or a robot, when it becomes a humanoid robot, basically there is intelligence working. It is ultimately AI that works, and an AI can understand, predict, or inform, or guide the human beings. So that is what it says. You know, in the recent electric cars, you will see that a similar feature is there, a very similar feature that will help to identify the people in front of the car. So what I wanted to convey here is whatever you had in movies in the past, now it is all about the reality. So that is what I wanted to show here. The data, whatever is acquired in the sense a robot can listen. Whatever is listened by the robot, it can process and it can act, it can react accordingly, it can respond accordingly. Exactly the same thing, whatever we saw in the movie, you can see in the car. So image processing happens in the car. So an automobile engineer is expected to understand how it works. Then only he can manufacture a car, right? So this is the importance of learning different domains. Now, these are the engineering branches: aerospace engineering, computer science, electronics, electrical engineering, mechanical, civil, and chemical engineering. On the right hand side, you can see the different technologies. All these words you might have heard about AI, ML, or data science, cybersecurity, 5G, wireless and mobile networks, electric cars and solar energy, drones, aircraft and missiles, then satellites, automobile, robotics, automation, smart city, petrochemical industries. So these are the different areas in which the engineers will work on. So how both these are connected? So you have something learned in the classroom, but you will implement that with the help of these technologies. So technologies will keep emerging. And as an engineer, you are expected to keep yourself updated. Now, I will just read this. This is from Amazon Web Services. The Internet of Things, that is IoT, connects the physical world to the internet. Best example is Alexa. Alexa is a physical device. It is part of your life. And it says you can use the data from devices to increase the productivity and efficiency. All kinds of things are being used in IoT applications, including commercial devices such as traffic signals, smart meters. Smart meters will help you to understand how much water you have used, how much water has been consumed in a house or in an apartment. It is a smart meter. Any device can be powered on, could be part of an IoT application. It's already being used in transportation initiatives around the world through connected sensors and intelligent analytics. Even in your mobile phone, you will find 5 different types of sensors to track your walking, to track if you're running, to track if you're cycling. Everything happens with the help of sensors. And how do you think that a Google Fit application can generate data? It is with the help of these sensors. Sensors plus computing. Sensor is again a hardware part. Computing is a software part. So integration of both the hardware and software is now a reality. And it is very essential once you search for a job after the B.Tech degree. So here it starts the interdisciplinary study in engineering. Now, what is the objective of minor degrees? You will study some extra courses in the 3rd and 4th year. So minor degree comes with a package. It's like a package. It's like a module. That module you connect with the main degree, major degree. Major degree is computer science or electronics and communication or mechanical engineering. And minor is healthcare system, smart grid, or electrical vehicles. Those are minors. So those are extra courses in the 3rd and 4th year. It carries credit. It is an additional work for you, but at the same time, it is additional knowledge that is closely aligned with major course, with major degree. You get to know about the other branches and domains. So somebody in electronics and communication, who is closely working with the communication systems, he will understand why communication like 5G is important in the healthcare domain. Just like we saw in the electric car or the autonomous car, how image processing works and how that can be communicated via cloud. So here is an example, biology for engineers. Those who opt for CSE or AI or ECE will get an option to join healthcare minor. So minor in healthcare, how you apply all these major degrees in a domain. Robotics for mechanical or electrical engineers. Anybody can opt for robotics, because robotics from a computer science point of view, it is intelligence. Robotics from a mechanical point of view, it is manufacturing. Robotics from electrical point of view is powering the robot. Robotics from electronics and communications, how robots communicate. So when you think of robot, it is a multidisciplinary domain, completely multidisciplinary. Now, AI and data science for mechanical or electrical engineers. So somebody wants to be part of the power sector and he wants to do data analysis. At the same time, he wants to understand about the electric machines. Now he can pursue electrical engineering. Along with that, he can do AI and data science as minor. So apply the core engineering concepts in different domains. So it's all about application. As I mentioned in the beginning, role of an engineer is to do research and innovation and solve a problem. Solve a problem with critical thinking. All these extra courses carry credits. It is not just being taught, it carries credit and it will be mentioned in your final certificate. It is advantageous for the placements. So when you go for placements, this is something which is extra you have done compared with others. Now let us jump into the topic today. Electronics and communication is the first branch which I have taken here to explain. Here you can see almost all the domains under the communication, the speed of the internet, signal systems, big data. Big data is, you just think of a taxi app like Uber or an Ola. How is it that a person who is trying to find out an Ola cab is able to get the data on his mobile? He will get the driver details, review of the driver, and he will get whether the vehicle is sedan or hatchback or premium sedan. And it will give you approximately what will be the cost. And you have multiple options. From where does this come from? It comes from the internet and it is called as big data. Now you need networking for that. Without data connectivity, it is impossible. You need internet and you need technology. How you process it over a mobile app? It's impossible. It's very difficult because it happens, everything happens on the cloud. And when you're able to bring in multiple devices and you see the car is traveling, it says that it will take 5 minutes to reach you. It will take 2 minutes to reach you. It will take 1 minute to reach you. How? So there is something connected with the car. An app is tracking and the app is able to communicate with the consumer that, okay, this much of time is required. And you manage the traffic. So this is the whole world of communication. So you do a degree in electronics and communication major and do a minor in computer engineering or minor in aerospace. Communication systems is very, very important and crucial. It is critical in aircraft systems. Or you want to establish a chip design company, you learn entrepreneurship. You still have knowledge about communication systems. Or you want to work with the sustainable development domain, or you want to be part of an industrial engineering, mobile manufacturing companies. You want to become part of the electric vehicles. We saw how electric vehicles work. Or again, back to healthcare systems, biomedical, connecting the different types of machines in the hospital with the computer, bringing out different type of outputs useful for the patients, the hospital, and overall the society. Now, electrical and computer, here the name itself says that both electrical engineering and computer engineering is both related. So computer engineering is again a part of this. Almost all the minor programs, whatever we spoke about in ECE, same is available here. Because you see, even a mobile phone, whenever we talk about device, you can just think about the mobile phone. A mobile phone cannot work without power. A robot cannot work. A drone cannot work. So power is an essential element. Don't think that CSE, only the CSE students will get a job, or only the CSE students can perform. No, 100% not. Because even for a laptop to work, you need power. It is not just the software that is required. Now, when you come to electrical engineering, you see the picture on the right hand side. Connected vehicles. Again, you come back to Ola or Uber, a network of vehicles where it will have the connectivity, where it can be tracked, and an electrical engineer wants to work with IoT, Internet of Things, or he wants to analyze the data generated by the sensors in all these vehicles. He wants to be part of automobile engineering company, or he wants to master AI and ML and work in electrical engineering domain, or he wants to pursue again a computer science degree with core algorithms or computing, etc. You hear about quantum computing, you hear about edge computing. All these are emerging now. So you just cannot keep the software away, but at the same time, you must have the actual knowledge on how the devices function. That is very, very important. Now, civil engineering, this is the Bundelkhand, the expressway that was recently inaugurated by our Prime Minister. You just see the design of this, how this entire land was converted to this kind of expressway. And recently, again, the news came saying that there were some issues with regard to the build, and after 1 week of time, some part of it collapsed. So you need critical thinking while solving a problem. So being a civil engineer, you can always go for geotechnical engineering, or you want to be part of water resources engineering, or environmental engineering with sustainable development, structural engineering. So all these are subdomains where you will master with one of the major degrees like civil engineering and take minor degrees in all this. So geoinformatics is one of the important aspects closely related with the prediction of the weather, or you want to predict a natural calamity. So you want to build a bridge where that location itself may fall prey to these landslides. So you must understand the connection between why we need a technology to understand the location, and it has the previous history. You take the Google Maps. Google Maps will give you maximum information about a specific location, the distance. So all these are interrelated, and that is why we call as interdisciplinary. Now, let us take chemical engineering. Chemical engineering is one of the important domains now because of the petrochemical industries that has been evolving. And now India has started even manufacturing of the lithium batteries. You need a nanoscience, you need nanotechnology. You need people who are experts in biochemical engineering. And everywhere you can see Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham is again for sustainable technology. Across all the branches, you can see sustainable technology. Because you see the climate change, the temperature in Europe, the way in which the weather is responding, the nature is responding now. So sustainable development is very important in the coming years. Now, finally, CSE AI, you just think, see, CSE AI is major and minor in just the opposite thing, material science, life science, robotics and smart materials. So this is how we have crafted different major degrees and different minor degrees. So this will be part of the curriculum for those who join the B.Tech program at Amrita right from 2022. But this will be in action till by 2024 or 25. So CSE AI or CSE, this is CSE. I'm sorry for the mistake on this side. This is CSE. So you expertise in healthcare technology. You are expert in remote sensing. You just think financial analytics. So a computer science engineer will have to understand how the finance part work. Mobility engineer, robotics and automation, digital and twin digital transformation, gaming technology, even mathematics and computing and blockchain. So in today's world, where the technologies keep advancing every day, and the role of engineers is to solve a problem with the help of a tool and technology, you need knowledge from multiple domains. One major degree is not just enough. There are students who want to pursue just with one degree, that also is fine. But at the same time, if you want to have an interdisciplinary knowledge, it is always better to go with major and minor degrees. So let me conclude today. Minor degrees are closely aligned with the NEP 2020 policies. You will have to put on extra work, extra effort to get those degrees, as it is more about courses and credits. So thank you for listening. Thanks a lot. I hope it was not boring and it was useful. Now I'll be ready to take some questions.
Yes, sir. So there is one question that should I take mechanical or EEE to work as an electric vehicle engineer?
Sorry, Parvati, should I?
Should I take a mechanical or EEE to work as an electric vehicle engineer?
See, there are two different things. One is if you are if you are pursuing electrical engineering, you will be part of the automobile engineering team where the vehicle requires power, or you will be totally into EV vehicles. So both these domains are closely interrelated. Mechanical engineer will have a very sound background or knowledge on how the vehicle can be manufactured. For example, we saw this slide. A robot is assembling a car. So to assemble a car, you want to manufacture the parts first. Now, who will decide on what type of material is required to manufacture that part? And if that material, once you decide, you can take the help of a 3D printer. Then once the 3D printer is set, it can manufacture and the robot can start assembling. So that is mechanical engineering. Electrical engineering is once it is built, the vehicle is built, the power part is to be designed by the electrical engineer. So there is one question first. Explain the future of every stream. It will be very difficult, Arvind, because it will take a lot of time. I would suggest you go into our YouTube channel. We have done quite a lot of webinars on this. So which minors should I pursue if I'm opting my majors as biotechnology? Well, it's a very good question, Shruti. Basically, if you're pursuing biotechnology, genome sequencing, that is closely related with AI and machine learning. So that will be the best for you, because drug design, prediction of drugs, everything happens with the help of AI. In CSE, which specialization is bitter, not bitter, better. CSE specialization, I would suggest, it totally depends on your passion, but CSE itself is good. Because why I am saying is, by third year, you will get option to choose specializations, whether you want to specialize in image processing, or you want to specialize in cyber security, or in AI, or in data science. So by third year, you will understand. Sir, I'm going to write phase 2. I want EC stream. Please guide me. There is only one guide, Nitin. You have to score high rank. There's no other option. Is cyber security minors available? Yes, it is available. I want to join CSE AI. I got 80 percentile in AEEE, sir. Can I get seat in Amaravati campus? I am hoping you will get, Mahidhar, but you will have to wait for the ranking to be published. Should I take mechanical or EC to work as electrical? I think that has already been answered. In CSE, which specialization is better for future? See, let me tell you one thing. Do not just jump blindly. What I would suggest is, based on the information I gave you, you can do some online research. Anyway, you have enough time. There is no such specialization which you say good specialization. No, it's not like that. You just imagine the queries, all the queries, most of the queries here, it's all about CSE. Can you imagine those students who attend JEE and join IIT or NIT or any premier institutions, they all jump into computer science. And what will happen after 4 years' time? What will happen for mechanical engineers? What will be the future of CSE students? See, don't jump just without any conclusion. Every engineering branch is important. Every engineering branch has its own value, but you must have that problem-solving attitude. You must have that problem-solving skill. That is very, very crucial. Okay. EC opportunities, Nitin, you just wait and see. Once the 5G is rolled out, you will have plenty of opportunities with the help of IoT. Mostly in the healthcare sector. Which minor can I pursue for B.Tech communication design? See, I have not seen any curriculum for the Bachelor of Design with minors, because you have very few institutions offering this program, and that too with minors, you may have to do some searching. I am sorry for that, Nitisri. Blockchain system. So Surya, let me tell you one thing. This session was not specifically for any technology, but I would suggest you go into sites like Upgrad or Coursera. Blockchain is primarily a block. It can be used in cryptocurrency. It can be used in metaverse, but a block having its own identity. And it is in the internet. So now it is being used heavily in cryptocurrency. That is why we call it as blockchain in cryptocurrency. Now the CBSE exams, these results is published with the help of blockchain technology, because every document has its own identity which cannot be tampered. Is there any 5-year integrated programs available in the computer science? Yes, we do have. What are the different combination of branches which involve AI, data science, and machine learning as a minor? So it all depends on your passion, Krishna, because if you go for communication, you can still opt for AI and data science. You have to decide the first major degree. Then you maybe after first year, because this will start only in the third year, you have 2 years to choose, to think and choose. I am going to phase 2 exam for how to prepare for it. Every week we run practice exam. The only way is to practice. There is no cracking possible. Is there any possibility opting CSE or AI data science or machine learning with 91.458 percentile? Krishna, we are yet to start the seat allotment process. Being a director, I don't know how many students will register for seat allocation. So it's all unpredictable. All I can say is you must take a chance. Civil engineering as major and AI as minor, no, but there is geoinformatics that is closely related. What are the options for minors in mechanical engineering major? Mechanical engineering major, you can always opt for electrical vehicles, robotics, data science, etc. Is there any way to take environmental engineering as minor? Yes, it is possible. Does BCA have a minor? Yes, AI, cybersecurity, and machine learning. Sir, ECE best or CEC is best? See, as I said, all the branches are best, provided you prove yourself with the skills. Is there any minor course for B.Tech IT? No, we don't have any IT program now. Is there a minor course for aerospace engineering as the major? We have not yet started, but we'll be starting it maybe in the next year. which minor course would you prefer, assuming best in 2025? So Sridhar, that will totally depend on the major you choose. For example, if you opt for mechanical engineering, you can jump into automobiles, you can jump into electrical vehicles, you can jump into robotics. Ananya, which one is better, ECE or EEE? I hope you might have got some idea on both electrical engineering and electronics. So it's ultimately your passion. As I said, you can join any space research organization, any communication company with both these degrees. Do we need to learn coding from the first year? Yes, because it will help you to improve your logic. What difference will be there in subjects CSC and CSC with specializations? Because specialization will naturally have the courses related with that specialization. How to become a mechanical design engineer? There are courses that will help you to improve your designing skills. AutoCAD is one of the softwares. I'm interested in robotics. Should I pursue robotics and automation as my undergraduate degree, or it is better to do it as a master degree? I will always recommend to do it as masters or minors, not as specialization. Unless otherwise you are very clear that you want to become a robotics engineer. How to become mechanical design engineer? I think I have answered. Biotechnology is possible to start in Coimbatore? No, it is only there in Amritapuri. Will you give counseling for the students for minor courses? If yes, and which year you give? It will start in the second year. How CS with minor in financial analytics works? Because you will have to understand how the financial sector works. And there are a lot of softwares, lot of analytics that will happen with the share and stock markets. Can I take minors in AI, ML or data science if my major electrical? Yes, it is possible. Pursuing masters in bioinformatics, which minors? See, when you talk about informatics, it is always better to go with data science or AI. Chances of getting seat in computer and communication. Mokshit, you have to perform well in AEEE and register for the seat allotment process. Vedaswini, I think I have already answered your question. Biotechnology, BSc and MSc with PhD possible to start in? No. Is there an option to include category 5 also in CSAB? Yes, we will include it, Mohan. Abhijit, if I can take chemical engineering, can I do environmental engineering? Yeah, of course it is possible. What computer language would you suggest? Python. When you start counseling, maybe by first week of August, Krishna. I think that's it. Should we go with the flow or with passion? Very good question. Akshat Vyas. You must go with both. You must have a balanced view, because you never expected that we will talk over Zoom in 2019. We never expected that the teachers, parents, and students will have to communicate over Teams or Google Meet. So that is flow. Passion may be totally different, but when you join the industry, when you look for a job, both matters quite a lot. So I think I have answered almost all the questions. So thank you for the patient listening. I hope the questions all are answered now. Thank you so much, Parvati.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. And thank you all for joining us today. This is Parvati signing.